Hey, everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20.
Coach, it is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag. Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section, where the columnists write, possible air raid. So we'll see. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave what game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. And the Cowboys here on 3rd down bringing in an extra defensive back. They'll set up to throw. He sets to fire deep, and that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on 4th down, Doug Marrone going to send out his field goal unit. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And that hits the crossbar and comes back no good. And by just a couple of inches, this remains a scoreless game. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. Now a chance to take advantage of that missed field goal. 1st and 10, way up at the 37. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Rosen. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And they were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
North of 100 yards, the two scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
On second down, Whitfield. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Game situation, let's go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Second and 6. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. On third down, Whitfield. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
You ain't going nowhere.
Right back to him on first down. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
You gonna see me in your nightmare, son. You gonna get it.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And his throw here's incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 12-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
On the double. 55. Here we go, here we go.
first down. Lowry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That's right. 51, Mike 51. Tight down. There you go.
Second and 2.
On 2nd down now, Lowry. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, this from 33. And his kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You're going negative on
I
that.
was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3 is just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Rosen again on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. They've had touchdowns on both of their drives thus far, but now they face a 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Rosen. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
15 line. Hey, let's go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the game there.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh. I'm trying to collect. Check 4. Check.
They'll run on 1st down. Lowry. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. And to give this time to the tailback. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but, hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
50 left. 56. Better bring it. You better bring it.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10. Now Rosen. And this is incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Rosen. And that'll be incomplete.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
And now it's Rosen looking. He gets it to Sims, complete. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, standing just outside his own goal line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's pulled in at the 32. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Set 50, plant. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
On first down, Whitfield. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
94.
On second down, Lowry. And he gets it down to the 32. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. His throw incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their head. Down, Doug Marrone going through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Rosen looking to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And that's complete. It's Sims. And he's going to be brought down short of the 1st at about the 31-yard line.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been terrific so far. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A good job in the passing game. Decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Ready? 18 Gator. Right there in the middle. 55. Coming to you. Coming to you.
On 2nd down now. Lowry. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards the pickup. 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And he'll give it here to his running back. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Set. 18 Gator. Nice, sweetheart.
They'll run on 1st down. Lowry, and he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
60 outlaw.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Get it.
On second down, Whitfield, and no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Now third down is looming, a pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 37.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He's got Cruz complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for. They'll look to throw here. That's complete right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
At the 7-yard line.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So on 4th down, Doug Marrone going to send out his field goal unit. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And that will make our score 9-0. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
That'll be taken in the end zone.
Let's go, Spurs.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Rosen to throw. Pressure comes, and down goes Rosen. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Rosen will throw. Throw left side, complete. That's Houston. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Back to throw here. And this is incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And it's the Raiders who have the lead in that one. The Raiders trying to even their mark at 1-1 after dropping their opener a week ago. From there, we're off to check out another game. And it was the visiting Chicago Bears who come away with the victory. Michael Gallup, a touchdown catch in the victory. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they were winners in their ball game as they beat the visiting Washington Redskins. A field goal, the difference. 17-14, the final. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Around the NFL, they're in the second in Philly. The Raiders are out to an early lead. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. Looking deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as they're forced to kick for the sixth time today. This is taken at the 23. You call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. Now a handoff here to his running back. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. On second down now, Whitfield. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from Cowboy territory now, here's first and 10 at the 43. And they'll try the jet sweep here. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Past the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss. But with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
Down, 18 Gator. It's getting it home. Hit it.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll hit Jackson, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Three red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on second and goal here. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf his first touchdown of the new season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now.
Well, partner, since this new two-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. To throw again on second down, Rosen. And that's Elliott, complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down. Now it's Rosen. Open man is Sims. He's got it. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Rosen now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Rosen to throw again. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Rosen. Looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this. Oh, the Seahawks come after it, and they block it. So much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
However form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Set, ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. Second and 5. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. They'll drop the throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors. But that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Throwing now, Rosen on first down. Pressure comes and down goes Rosen.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big time sack.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Encroachment, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
6 right there, 56. Hey, watch the screen.
On second down, Rosen. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Try to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Well, shame on them, Coach Davis. They went against your advice. They threw the football, and now they're backed up to punt this away.
They're actually fortunate. They went against my advice, but they didn't turn it over, right? No takeaway for the defense. They'll punt it now. They probably could have gained a few yards if they ran it, though, and helped out with field position.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 4 yards the pickup, first down. On first down, Whitfield. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
70, easy. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 42-yard line.
On second down, Whitfield. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football, and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator, wouldn't we? Clip out the box score. Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So out comes the field goal team once more. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So he's got another field goal, his 4th now in the game. He's making it look easy out there.
He certainly is, and they're always aiming for a swing of the leg that repeats under pressure, right? So nothing's different. He's got that right now because confidence is breeding confidence.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Rosen. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott. 3rd down here. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll bring up 4th. Unable to do much from there. Now here's Michael Dixon, standing just about on his own goal line. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. Taken from just outside the 30. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Pressure comes and down goes Rosen. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
What we got? What we got?
To try again after the sack. Rosen. That's complete. Bernard. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Now, they've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
On 1st down, it's Rosen. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Houston. And he's taken down inside the 30. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down. Rosen on 1st and 10. Oh, Rosen is stripped to the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Rosen looking to throw. And he's going to go down again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Offensively, they're going to have 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game, because no one can stand up to this week after week.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They're going on 4th down. Rosen. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
Set, ready? 60 outlaw. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Get it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he stopped immediately there.
Easy work.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Going to give this time to the tailback. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. And the Cowboys' defense is going to get him the football back. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Rosen to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Flowers. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. Kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. And now it's Rosen looking. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rosen. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Rosen. And this is going to be incomplete. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And We've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on down's the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 7 yards there and a first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
91.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and look like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. They'll keep it on the ground. Whitfield, 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Man out. Check. Get it.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. So the victory here for Seattle, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Seahawks, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders.